Hey guys, welcome back to Evony with Genghis on server 68. So today we're going to talk about skill books. Where to get them, how to use them, how to best apply them to a general. So if we go down to equipment, special, all the way at the bottom here, you can see my skill books and you can see how many I have. And lots of you on new servers are probably like, holy, wow, how do you get that? This is awesome. Trust me, there are people with way more. And I struggled just like you at the start of the game. They're very few and far between and they're hard to get. The best way to get them is by doing Vikings and getting wheel chips and then going to play the Wheel of Fortune. So if we go here, Wheel of Fortune, and you spin, look at that, one skill book. And you just keep spinning and you'll end up with lots of skill books. There's another one. They come probably about every second turn, and then sometimes you'll get 2 at a time, sometimes 3 at a time if you're lucky. And another place to get them is in the academy. You can go to skill book shop, but I do not recommend this because as I'm going to show you in a little bit, they're not that easy to put on. So if you spend 3,000 or 5,000 gems here, and then you go to put it on and it doesn't work, you're out of book. So, and then you got to go spend this 3,000 again and more because you're going to have to flip through and refresh to find them. That's pretty much where you get skill books. The only other place you get them is at the end of Vikings. I'll see if the Viking tab is up here. It's closed, so I can't see it right now. But at the end of Vikings, depending how far you go, you'll get some skill books. And you'll get them like this, skill book chests. You can also get these in the Wheel of Fortune. And right here, you get skill book pages. You can convert them. You can go, so as you see right now, I just converted those, so I only have 8 now. And you can't, or compose, and you can't compose until you have 10. And they make a level 4. That's important because you need level 4s. So let's go back in here. And I'm going to find a few that I don't really care about. So remember, I had 8 pages. I'm just going to, so 32. We will disassemble 32 Monsters Respect because I just think this is pretty much a useless book. So we just disassembled and got 32. Now we're going to look here and see I have 40. So they go right into there and I can make 4 level 4 skill book chests. And then I open these and I get all these level 4s and they're much better to use. Now let's go into a general and see how we're going to apply these. So I have some generals that need some books, and let's go figure that out together. So I'm going to do Ulysses Grant. So first thing we should do looking at him is decide what type of books we're going to put on him. So if we see here, he increases siege machine and mounted troop attack. So I could put mounted or siege books on him. But to further investigate, if we go into his specialties, so that's a siege buff, mount, and march size, and ground, siege, and siege. So siege and mount. So he could go either way, siege or mount. I've seen people use him for both, but he's the best siege general in the game. The only thing with it is you have to get him a dragon. And most people can't afford to put their purple Fafnir dragon on him because they need it for mounted. So unless you're making all-stars, you're not going to have enough dragons to move on to him. But if you do, then he's the best. So let's put some books on him. Let's prepare for the future because I'm going to make all-stars and get all those dragons. That's a little bit of sarcasm. I honestly don't think I'll ever make it. It is very difficult to do. We will put the books on him for the sake of this video, and who knows, hopefully one day maybe they'll release those dragons for free and I could put them on. So looking at the different books we have subordinate city books. He's not going to use any of these because he's not going to be going on a subordinate city. Development books. These are more for gathering or joining rallies. getting luck, going against monsters, troop load. He's not going to be using any of these. So we're looking at military books for him. So we want siege books. So first thing we're going to want to put is siege attack and siege bonus range. And then we pretty much have a choice between march size or HP and defense. You could kind of eliminate march size because at this point of the game for me, and anytime you're using a rally or a siege general, you're going to be joining a rally. You're not doing a solo attack. So march size doesn't really matter because there's no difference if you have an extra 50,000 troops in the rally or if your teammates do. It's better to have stronger troops. So HP or defense. My opinion when attacking is that your troops are going to die anyways, and HP is the larger number. So we'll look over here. So HP is the larger number. So why not have more HP than defense? Because your siege are going to die anyways in the attack. A siege rally is designed to weaken the opponent before you send another attack at it. So it's not going to zero. They're not going to come back alive. So just let them live longer and fight more and kill more. So let's go back into the siege general and apply these books and decide how we do it. So let's look at the books we're going to be adding. We're going to be adding Siege Machine HP. I have 87 of these books. Siege Machine Bonus Range. I have 75 of these books. And Siege Machine Attack. I have 94 of these books. Now this is important. For me, it's not really important because I have so many. But for you, if you have 8 or 12, this will dictate the order you put them in. And what I mean by that is, so we're going to put on 94 Siege Attack because we have the most of those books. And it has a 0% chance of not being on. So that means it has a 100% chance of being put on the general. There it is. Now, the reason we're going to use the one with the least amount last, and this is bonus range, because it has the highest probability of failure. So you want to leave that to the end. So now we're going to go to Siege Machine HP because we have 87. And as you can see, it has a 50% chance of taking away my other attack book. And it did, see? So now I should not go to Siege Bonus Range until I have the first two on. So now I'm going to go back to Siege Machine Attack. And it worked. So now I will go to Bonus Range. Or sorry, yes. Bonus range is the one I do not have yet. And you can see 3 times out of 4, 75% chance this is going to fail and take away one of those books. See, it took away one of those books. So now I have to go back and try my HP book again. And it didn't work again. So you can see how many times this might end up happening to you. And because of that, you want to make sure you're using the one with the least amount of books last. So it's at the least risk of being replaced. Awesome. So now I just got all level 1s. And because you could see how they replace each other, that's why you do all level 1s. Now I'm going to go up to level 4, and these will just replace them. So this one right here is just going to replace that. And if I go into Siege Machine HP, this one is going to replace that. And same thing for the bonus range. So you're not at any risk of losing these now. It's going to go right there. And it's just automatic. It doesn't matter the order at all. So let's add them up. And now Siege Attack. And there we go. We're done. Now we have completely put the proper skill books, or at least the ones that I believe are proper, on our general, and we're done. This is the most efficient way to do it. Some people put all level 4s, or early on in the game, they want a level 4 and they don't have any other level 1s that are appropriate. So they just put on the level 4 and then they don't want to try other ones because they don't want a level 1 replacing their level 4. So always just be patient and think long term. Don't put any level 4s until you have all level 1s. It's okay if you have level 4s to put on some level 1s, to put on some level 2s and 3s in the meantime. But for me, honestly, I don't like that. I always think long term. So for me, I really just disassemble anything that's level 2 or 3. I see no value in them at all in the game. For me, it's just all about efficiency and long-term planning, and you should do all your level 1s and then all your level 4s. And these are nothing. So to me, it's just these are all about giving me more pages so that I can make and compose more level 4s. So if I go back in here, I tore all those apart. Remember, I had 40 of these pages and then I brought it down to 0. So right here, I just made 51, and we'll compose 5 more and open it up. Open all 5, and we just got 5 more options at level 4. So that is how you apply skill books to the generals. It's the proper way. Take a long-term look at it. Put 3 level 1s that you want, and then the level 4s. This is Genghis, server 68. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.